Arsenal confident of David Raya transfer, and they feel like they're going to obviously get it happen, and they've obviously gone ahead to reach an agreement with Nottingham Forest as far as the transfer of Matt Turner is really concerned. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? I know you're watching us from. This is the Arsenal news show, meaning that we are discussing only and only Arsenal. I would love to obviously go ahead and obviously give you the kudos, especially those who are going to hate to see us hit 16,000 subscribers and continue to subscribe to this channel so as we hit 17,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And I hope you guys are really onto that. And Marquinhos at Arsenal is just inches away from joining a French League One team. What's the name of that French League One team? I'm going to come in here and obviously let you know what Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously decide for Marquinhos. So don't forget to subscribe, and let's see close to 300 likes or 400 likes smashed on this video. After Arsenal beating Man City yesterday, it was really something great for them to see to it that they are in the mode. The fans of Arsenal are really charged for the start of the Premier League, and I've seen a clique of Arsenal fans trying to obviously insinuate that maybe Man City might also lose their first game as they play away at Burnley on Friday, something that is really going to be very hard. But I believe Burnley is really a team that can obviously shock Man City. But these shocks that happen at the beginning of the season are just what we call tests, you know. And if at all Pep Guardiola finds himself in a position of really losing that game, he'll obviously charge his squad better. And I think for me, it's better for him to start off with what we call a very good start. And he realizes it later in the middle of the season, he cannot obviously get in players that he can't obviously really add in players. But I think he's going to obviously find himself in a position of obviously strengthening his squad so that it matches the levels of other teams. Because today, after losing to Arsenal, their first move has been talking to Bernardo Silva. They've sent in a proposal to it that he signs his contract. So he's trying to tighten these players. You saw the story I brought you yesterday about him and Kyle Walker. They met for close to 2.5 hours on Thursday last week, and was telling him you are going nowhere. And he knows that Arsenal have gone ahead to add 3 more players to their squad. They want to add David Raya. They might bring another forward. So it looks like they're ready for the season. And Man City looks like their squad is a little bit thin. So let's start it off with David Raya. It's Fabrizio Romano confirming to us that Arsenal are optimistic and confident to reach an agreement with Brentford for David Raya after bid submitted on Thursday. Raya wants to join Arsenal. He's insisting to make the deal happen. So there is nothing good like pushing on your club side, and even the player that you want to sign is pushing to come towards your side. So Arsenal are not only optimistic, but they're also confident. Now, being optimistic and confident, these are two different words, and if at all you find them in the same statement as far as a transfer is concerned, you just have to get to know that something big is yet to happen and yet to be announced. Remember, Arsenal went ahead to put in a bid of £20 million plus £3 million of add-ons, and obviously Brentford found themselves in a situation of really losing count, and they said we are not accepting that bid. So what Arsenal did, they are into negotiations. They are talking to Brentford, and Brentford is talking to them so that they find a common ground of what a real transfer is gonna be like. And we wait and see how this optimism and confidence is really going to build up towards the transfer of David Raya to Arsenal. But Arsenal are really pushing, and if I told you saw the game of Arsenal yesterday, Arsenal was not even wanting to start the game in their half. Most of the goal kicks, Aaron Ramsdale went long. Do you know why? They fear to obviously start to build that ball from the back. That is, it's few times that I saw Aaron Ramsdale really do that, meaning that maybe Arteta's going to hate to really notice the weakness of Aaron Ramsdale, that he might not be a very bad ball distributor, but he doesn't meet the standards of who the goalkeeper of Arsenal is supposed to be. When you look at Man United, David De Gea was a very good shot stopper, and in the world he was the best shot stopper, but he was sacrificed for Andre Onana. And you must accept that Aaron Ramsdale is a very good shot stopper, and yesterday he made close to 4 good shot stops in that game, but he's going to be used as a sacrificial lamb into this. he's going to be sacrificed for David Raya to come in through and obviously improve the way of play of Arsenal. So we wait and see the optimism and the confidence of David Raya, but Arteta wants David Raya at Arsenal very, very soon. And the good thing is that even David Raya is so much confident to see to it that this deal comes to pass, and he wants to be an Arsenal player as soon as possible. So with Arsenal having some good vibes after lifting the Community Shield, they're really ready to see to it that they see this deal of David Raya come to happen, and after it materializing, then the rest will be history, and Arteta would have gone ahead to get his fourth signing of Arsenal. And he's insisting that the deal has to happen. That is David Raya. He wants to come to Arsenal. And let me tell you again, I'm reiterating my words onto this, that Arsenal going in for David Raya and David Raya wanting to come to Arsenal, it's a confirmation that he has been promised that there is a huge chance of him becoming the first choice goalkeeper of Arsenal. Aaron Ramsdale was asked about that, and he really went ahead to obviously tell us something about it. I'm going to come out and obviously tell you in the next video that Aaron Ramsdale is not afraid of David Raya. He's ready to see to it that he faces the competition from David Raya and is ready to obviously fight that competition off. Now, Arsenal's goalkeeper, that is Matt Turner, looks like he's on a move away to Nottingham Forest. This is Kaya Kayenek. He's an Arsenal correspondent for the Football London. He has told us that Arsenal have agreed a fee of up to £10 million with Nottingham Forest for Matt Turner. The deal is thought to be an initial £7 million with a further £3 million in potential add-ons. Turner will now travel to Nottingham in order to complete the move. That is Matt Turner. So, Matt Turner was seen yesterday lifting the Community Shield, and what a way to say goodbye to Arsenal. And there he was yesterday at Wembley lifting that. But as it stands, Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously agree a deal of Matt Turner, and they are going to get £10 million out of the deal. Remember, they bought him, I think, £5 to £7 million from America, and here he comes to see it is going to make Arsenal some £3 million. And it's a deal that you will obviously want any day to happen, especially if I told you Matt Turner being at Arsenal for your first season, not getting enough games, and accepting to be a second choice goalkeeper is obviously one of those that you obviously want to have at your club. But Matt Turner has always gone ahead to obviously put in a shift. He's a very good ball-playing goalkeeper, very good shot stopper, but he cannot go past Aaron Ramsdale. And the coming in of David Raya, if you're really concerned about your career, you cannot obviously want to stay at the club of Arsenal. It's obviously better to leave. Even Ryan Taylor Sport has also told us the following, that Arsenal goalkeeper Matt Turner's transfer to Nottingham Forest is worth £10 million, including add-ons. Arsenal would have gone ahead to obviously get back their money. They bought him from America, and that's obviously a profit of £3 million, provided he meets those realistic add-ons that are going to be included into the transfer of him to Nottingham Forest. But where does this leave the deal of Dean Henderson? Will Nottingham Forest also keep going in for Dean Henderson for how they get in Matt Turner? That is the big question, because they've also wanted to have Dean Henderson. He has been part of the club last season. He knows the club better, and I'm really dubious about how they've gone ahead to go for Matt Turner, not even try to obviously pay for Dean Henderson. And they're trying to pay money for Matt Turner, yet for Dean Henderson, they're obviously wanting to get him on a loan with an option to buy. Yet for Matt Turner, they're willing to offer even £10 million. That is going to turn off Man United a lot, and they might really pull out of this deal because they believe Dean Henderson has been a first-choice goalkeeper for Nottingham. He's a better goalkeeper than Matt Turner, and that is it. Dean Henderson is a better goalkeeper than Dean Henderson, and is a Premier League proven goalkeeper. He has been at Manchester United, has been at Sheffield, has been at Nottingham Forest, and he has been a goalkeeper that's gone ahead to prove most of the people wrong by putting everything in line to suit it that he gets it where they want it to be. So as it stands, it's all about Matt Turner going to Nottingham Forest, but wait and see whether this is really going to happen. Lastly, let's talk about the 20-year-old Brazilian that Arsenal signed last summer. That is Marquinhos from Sao Paulo. Big questions have always been, where is he going to belong? Because there is no way he fits into the starting 11 of Arsenal. He's not going to get enough playing time. And Luca Bendoni, transfer market interview stories, and his team DiMarzio. He has told us that Marquinhos will join Nantes on loan. Nantes will pay a loan fee of 300,000 euros and cover a portion of his wages, that is 22,500 pounds per week. Discussions ongoing as to whether or not to include an option to buy of 12 to 10 million pounds and a buyback clause of 22 million euros. Guys, I would like to credit Arsenal. Arsenal have got to know that Brazilians are talented, and Brazil is the home of football. And what they're going to hate to do is to start signing these young Brazilians, bring them at Arsenal, bring them on as what we call academic grown players, and then elevate them to the team, loan them to Norwich, now take them to France, let him play for Nantes, and after playing for Nantes, they sell him there, if at all he obviously hits the bare minimum requirements of the team. Then after, if he hits the ground running, Arsenal can buy him back at 22 million euros. So that is business that Arsenal is doing nowadays, and I think it's really great. Look at Southampton for the purchase of Romeo Lavia from Man City. Man City put back a buyback clause after 2 seasons in 2024 and a resale clause, of 20%, meaning that if Southampton sell Lavia to Liverpool for 50 million pounds, Man City will get 10%, will get 10 million pounds for a player they even never paid money for to come at Man City. That will be a very huge profit for the club of Man City. So with Marquinhos, that will be good business for Arsenal, and I think it's better to let him go that side, and maybe 2-3 years from now he might turn into one of the best players in the world, if at all he gets in what we call regular playing time. That has been the problem of very many players. If you don't get enough playing time at his age, you are not going to obviously make it, because it just tests your mentality as a young person, and you obviously see yourself drop off badly. But to my understanding, I really believe that this guy, if it goes to Nantes, he might do exactly what Balogun did, because the French League One is not that competitive, but it has technical coaches that can obviously usher you into a player that you want to be. So guys, your thoughts on Arsenal confident of David Raya transfer are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Matt Turner to Nottingham? Looking like it's a 10 million pound deal that's going to be really done between the two clubs. And lastly, what do you make about Marquinhos' loan to Nantes? Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fiku.